In today's video, we'll be seeing moments that will make you change your mind about humanity. We'll be seeing how there is strength in numbers, an amazing act from an amazing friend. But first, let's take a look at what happens when a crowd becomes united. It's already a given that we should move aside for emergency services. However, seeing a whole crowd of people make way for a fire truck will surely warm even the coldest of hearts. At a Miami Hurricanes vs App State game at Hard Rock Stadium, fans were shocked with horror as a poor little cat was seen hanging from one of the balconies. If it weren't for these quick-thinking people, the little kitty could have lost one of its 9 lives. It's amazing to see people band up to save a life. This blind lady was in for a surprise as the restaurant prepared a special gift for her. Rather than the usual birthday shenanigans, they brought something even more amazing. They had their chef write down a special happy birthday greeting on a plate using melted chocolate. How amazing is that? Colors are one of the things that help bring a bit of sparkle to our lives. So what happens when you know someone who can't properly see them? Well, for these teens here, they pooled their money and bought their classmate Francis Chroma glasses, which are glasses that help colorblind people see colors more accurately. Such a tear-jerking moment for them all.
Nothing pieced together in my head because my birthday wasn't for another couple weeks. I was like, what? Like, is this...
Leave them on. You have to let your eyes close.
We all know that not a lot of places are handicap accessible. So for Franco Daniel, who is friends with Jamie Mendek, a wheelchair user, he decided to change that. After 2 long years of keeping the secret from him, Franco was finally able to give Jamie another place to hang out. I don't know about you, but I think everyone needs a friend like Franco.
Or we can just...
Oh no, Frankie.
Doesn't it amaze you how people go to great lengths to help those in need? Take this man, for example, as he wades across the strong waters to save this poor dog. It doesn't end there though, as a few people notice and decide to help. How? By making a human chain to help pull both the man and dog back up to safety.
Давайте. Ну, молодцы. Чуть-чуть еще. Чуть-чуть.
Being a delivery man can be tiring and can often make you both hungry and famished. So imagine the surprise and delight on these people's faces as houses leave out snacks and drinks for them. Even the tiniest of things can go a long way, don't you think?
Hey.
Thank you.
No, thank you! You made my day! Thank you.
There's a saying that goes, there is strength in numbers. And that is most certainly applicable to this situation here. As the man tried to go in the train, he slipped and got one leg stuck in the gap. What happened next would surely amaze you. After trying different ways, the passengers then decided to push the train forward, and just like that, they were able to help the man. When students from a middle school in Bellevue learned that their teacher's shoes had been stolen, they all decided to pool their money together and buy him a new one. During his 5th period, a group of students showed up and Trey Payne, their teacher, was brought to tears as he received a heartwarming gift from them all.
Yes, read it out loud. Read it out loud. Cry.
Sometimes even the smallest of things could mean the world for people. So when this adorable little boy decided to hug the delivery man, he didn't realize the impact that tiny little moment had for the man. Apparently, the delivery man's daughter had passed recently, and that hug he received touched him a lot. This little boy is quite excited. But for what? Why, to give a bit of kindness, that's what. It's clear to see that he's all hyped up to hand over the baked goodies to the garbage collectors. Such a sweet little boy, don't you think? When there's a mess at school, you can always rely on your school janitor to help clean it. So, when a single trash bin was found in the middle of the gym, Ricky Spaulding, a janitor at Anderson County High School, was called to get it. Imagine his surprise though when instead of a bag of garbage, it was filled with money instead. The student started a donation pool and was able to get $1,900, enough for Spaulding to visit his son in Italy. What an amazing act. What do you do when someone's thirsty? Well, you give them water, of course. And that's exactly what this man did. With no container in sight, he cups his hands, fills it with the clear liquid, and lets the dog drink. Goes to show that kindness transcends species. The longer the floodwaters rush by, the more serious the danger becomes for this woman trapped in her car. However, an amazing group of people rush to aid her and proceed to make a human chain. After moments of effort, the woman is saved and faith in humanity is restored. Now, when you find a wallet filled with lots of money, what would you do? Some might hesitate, but fortunately for the wallet's owner, this teen didn't. Going up to the camera, the young lad holds up the wallet and shows the money before placing it down on the rug and then leaving. His parents must be proud to know that they raised such a good kid. It's not every day that you meet a good Samaritan, so for this elderly lady here, this man is a godsend. He stops in the middle of the rushing traffic just to ensure that she's able to cross safely. In another instance of the elderly crossing the road, this old lady gets helped by someone unexpected. No one gets out of their vehicles to help her, however, one motorcycle driver decides to help in his own way by stopping the incoming traffic by parking in front of the vehicles. 3 young men were caught on camera by Levy County Sheriff's Deputy Kanisha Carnegie trying to help an 89-year-old woman and her 100-year-old husband to their car. These men didn't know the couple but went out of their way to make sure that the two got in safely. Carnegie said that she had to stop and film the touching moment since the 3 already had things in control. This might seem like a normal day at the beach at first. However, as time goes on, it becomes a nightmare as a pod of dolphins get washed ashore. Luckily for them, these kind people make it their job to get them back to safety. Young fan Reese Porter, who suffers from cerebral palsy, had suffered from social media abuse as he uploaded a video of himself playing football. In order to make his day, when Fulham players got a goal, they decided to rush and run over to celebrate with their young fan. What a beautiful moment of empathy and kindness. Chandler Self, a psychiatrist in New York City, was leading in the race, but then her legs decided to give up on her. However, all hope was not lost as another runner, Ariana Luterman, decided to help Self by supporting her till the end. Luterman even let Self finish first, and now that's what you call good sportsmanship.
This is just class right here by both of them. Another fall. We just all want her.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not normally what you expect to see at the finish of a marathon.
30 minutes ahead, or slower than what the time is because she started earlier. She is still going to run the marathon in under 2 hours and 50.
This young waiter starts tearing up as the man gives him a $100 tip at first. He eventually breaks down into tears as the $100 tip becomes $300. I'm sure the waiter will never forget this moment in his life.
So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna give you your tip right here. That's $100. Here go another $100. You know what? Let me do that then. Here go another $100.
At first look, you would assume that this biker is simply giving the lady a ride. However, as they move forward, you can clearly see a runaway horse up ahead. Turns out the lady had lost control of her ride, and luckily for her, the biker doesn't mind as they chase the rogue horse. It doesn't hurt to help those in need every now and then, so the next time you see someone who needs assistance, go ahead. Just like this employee right here, who is seen helping a disabled customer eat. Doesn't that just warm your heart? Not all heroes wear capes. For this little kitten here, they wear regular clothes. Despite the kitten's tiny size, it's amazing that the biker was able to spot it. And as quickly as he passed by, he immediately stopped and ran to the kitty's rescue. Hopefully it's in good hands now.
Non! Il y a un petit chat au milieu de la route. Non! Viens! Petit loulou, qu'est-ce que tu fais ici? Comment il peut se retrouver ici?
If it weren't for this heroic lady right here, things would have ended badly for the Salgado family. Seeing a flicker of flame, their neighbor did not hesitate and rushed to warn them of the incoming danger. Kudos to her. Now, if only all neighbors were like that. Get yourself ready because you're about to see a very heartwarming moment. This disabled man gives his crutches to a disabled homeless amputee and even adjusts it for her. Faith in humanity restored. As this truck flips over in the street, people immediately swarmed over to help the ones inside. They pushed the truck onto its side until they were able to free the trapped person inside. It's good to know that there are still a decent number of good Samaritans out there. These kind-hearted cops noticed that this lady needed help and offered to give her a lift home. That wasn't the end of their kindness though, as they found out that it's the woman's daughter's birthday. They decide to give the birthday celebrant a surprise and bought her a cake. Such a heartwarming scene, don't you think?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Awesome. Thank you, Officer Wilson. No problem. There's her cake.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi. How are you? Oh, big hug say to you. Happy birthday to you.
Despite not knowing and not having met any of the family that the gravestones belong to, Alicia spends her free time cleaning up the markers. What a good thing to do for people you've never met, am I right? Grocery shopping can be a lot of work, and sometimes you might not even have the money to buy all the things that you need. But for the shopper at Lynn's Fresh Market in St. George Wednesday, this day was a blessing as an anonymous woman paid for their groceries and left with barely a word. Such an act brings not only smiles, but also tears to our faces.